Greetings, it's your girl B.A.Y.E Upcycle doing 80 on the 80, going to the Bay. I got work this morning. So this is a real quick something on the side. We can hashtag it in my view. Because it's not about a book, it's about something personal. And in my view, it's about personal growth. So last night I downloaded some Nipsey Hussle music. Truth be told, I hella slept on him. Hella did not listen to him. You know, like I really had a battle in between, you know, I'm Muslim, I shouldn't listen to music. Oh, I this, I that. And I just had like a really selective few songs that I would listen to. And you know, now I'm just kind of like, you know what, like this is who I am. This is my culture. Hip hop is a culture. And this is me. So I've been embracing it for like the last maybe 6 weeks or so. Not neglecting any of the spiritual stuff I'm supposed to do. Not neglecting my duties as a Muslim or anything like that. But not feeling guilty about being who I am. With that being said, personally for me, I remember where I was when I found out that Nipsey Hussle had transitioned back to Allah. And I was working at Arden's rehab center with my daughter, and it was me and my co-worker Markel, which is a young brother, about the age of 20. We were washing dishes, and it came through on my feed, probably give or take, maybe about 30 minutes after everything had happened, and maybe an hour. And so we were in the kitchen washing dishes. And just reading it, like, just right off the back, it made me cry. I'm kind of emotional about it now. It made me cry because it was like, yo, I had started hearing his name, hearing about the positive stuff that he was doing for his community, for the people, but I wasn't into his music. So I heard about him and had a mental note following him on his contributions to the community and not for the music. And because of his contributions, I had a soft place in my heart for him, because he is one of those people who has understood, like, yo, these are the streets I came from, these are my people, and when we blow up, we're supposed to help our people. And so he was doing that. And also because he was doing that in an area that I felt connected to. It's a very small micro connection to Los Angeles, and especially to that area, because when I stayed in LA as a little kid with my auntie, and I would go back and visit her, it was no more than 2 miles away. Like, my auntie stayed on West 61st Street and in between Vermont and Butlawn. The church she went to was on Normandy, which is the next street after Butlawn. So Slauson and Crenshaw was a street that I was used to in dealing with my auntie and stuff. And so, you know, there's my slight connection, right? So that's my slight connection. And, you know, just last night I had downloaded his album and stuff, listening to his music, and it was just like, yo, like, I really slept on him. This is so Cali, this is so West Coast, this is so us, this is so me. And then just now I was just thinking, like, I remember my mother saying that my great-grandmother lived down the street from Angela Davis. And these are just conversations that was having in passing, not knowing that I was listening. And later, I would be influenced by what these people did and stood for. I remember my mother saying that my grandmother was ironing her clothes, getting ready for work, when it came across the news that Martin Luther King Jr. had transitioned to Allah. And so it just made me think, like, yo, I remember what I was doing when I heard about Nipsey Hussle transitioning to Allah. And is that what my children and my descendants will be experiencing from here on out? That moment where our leaders is our musicians. Because I remember what I was doing when Michael Jackson transitioned and Prince transitioned. And it's just like when Bertie Mac transitioned, Aretha Franklin transitioned, Toni Morrison transition. This is where we're at. When our leaders and the people that we hold on to are our musicians, our authors, I remember where I was at, what I was doing when Trayvon Martin was gunned down. Like, yo, I'm really emotional. I gotta drive. May Allah allow them to have peace in their grave. May He make the grave spacious.